Hey, what's up, everybody? Tony here from the Doorpreneur. Welcome to video number 2 of the 3-part series for the behind-the-scenes look at how we started our first spin-off company, which was our landscaping and management company. In this video, we're going to talk about the how. How did we went from why, okay, why did we even decide to start something new when we already had a good thing going? In terms of next phase is, how did we do it? Well, specifically in our case, it was all about starting from the financials. We knew very early on that we wanted to start a company that had the potential, or the biggest potential, the biggest bang for our buck to be able to get into to do a good job for our properties. But again, the ultimate goal with the Doorpreneur model is the general public. So we wanted to pick something that we could go out to the general public with and build a big company. And that's why we looked at landscaping and snow removal. My part of the world, those are two very big industries. So that's kind of why we decided to go with that route. So how did we do this? Well, we started looking at the overall money or the expenses on what it costs for these varying services throughout the different properties. So then we started kind of looking and doing some research in that industry. So that was a lot of time spent talking to different people, scouring the internet to try to find information on startup plans and how to build a landscaping company, how to build a snow removal company, how to price things, and everything that goes in between. And it took several months of going through that educational component to first even decided, do we even want to do this, right? It wasn't an automatic yes in terms of, yes, we're going to get into this business just because it has the potential to do very well. We wanted to make sure that that we could do it and we could do it well. And once we knew that, that's kind of when we took it to the next level. Our journey was probably a bit different than most everybody, but this is kind of how it happened for us. I was about 3 or 4 months into the research of this industry. And one night I was sitting at home and I'm watching TV, and this show was on. It's called Undercover Boss. And this cool landscaping company was being featured on the show. And their demeanor, their look, their feel, the way that they spoke, everything was like, wow, I've never seen a landscaping company talk or speak or just act the way that they did. And it kind of blew me away. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, of course, at the same time, we're actually thinking of starting a management company. So it all was really, really good timing. So the next morning I got up. First thing I did was I Googled the name of that company to kind of see where they were. Lo and behold, they were in Canada, and we got in touch with them to kind of see what they were all about. And we found out that they were a franchise. That kind of led us down a pretty long path in terms of doing some research on them, doing some research on the franchise, and the same thing for them researching us. It was probably a 6-month span to where we were talking about different things. We actually flew up to Toronto to go meet with them, to visit them on site. And literally 6 months later, we had a franchise agreement signed and we were ready to go to open business. That was the first step of a long journey that was ahead of us. Starting a landscape or a snow removal company is no joke. Unlike the world of property management, where the startup costs are next to nil, yeah, you need to have some knowledge and some industry experience would definitely help, but I would say that the property management industry is probably a little bit easier on that startup phase versus what we were getting into on that new side. We were looking at startup costs, obviously for the franchise, equipment costs, which is something we were never used to. We had to start taking into consideration. So a whole slew of things that we had to start take a look at were now our reality. But we got through it. We were able to get the company started off quite well, quite rapidly actually, from what they told us after the fact, in terms of being able to start from zero to actually mowing lawns. It wasn't that long of a period of time. So we bought the franchise, we got the systems in place. They taught us a lot of different things that we needed to know to be able to operate the business, which helped us immensely. So almost immediately what we start doing was we start servicing all of our properties, most of them anyway. The ones that we were able to do, we spoke to the owners, said, listen, give us a shot. We'll be able to provide you the services either at the same price, or maybe we'll give you a better deal. That's in an ideal case. But luckily we had a lot of great owners. They gave us that leg room to be able to get in the door and start servicing the properties. Fast forward, after a first year, the business was going well, and we just kept on going from there. So that's kind of how our experience was put through, to where it's a lot of research, education component up front. If you're able to find a franchise for whatever service that you're looking for, I wouldn't dismiss it. I would certainly look at those opportunities, because they can provide you with a lot of training that you're going to need to be able to run and operate these businesses. And then start with your own properties, become very good at your craft, become a great landscaper, become an artist with your snow removal, just be good at it. Then and only then you can start looking to the outside public and start branding, advertising, do whatever you want to go out and get a bigger piece of the pie, because ultimately that's the Doorpreneur way.